Hello, you handsome humans. This video contains the secret to increasing the level of kindness in your life, in your family, in your work team, community, the world itself. Welcome to step 17 of the Tribe Triangle. Now, kindness is it's the special form of behavior that we reserve for those special people in the center of our life. And kindness and kinship, well, they have the same root, and that would be kin. So kindness is the way we treat our kin. And of course, traditionally, these were the people in our family, extended family, traditional kinship system. But in our current culture, this is no longer the case. The people now in that special circle of behavior, well, those are people who are co-workers, they're co-founders, they're the people that we spend the most time with. And so we want to make sure that we reserve a certain amount of resources for these people, because that's the cost of people in the kinship system. And the behavior of kindness is that it's going to require some time. So if you're crossing the street next to somebody who is in your special group, your kinship system, well, you're kind of obligated to cross the street, check in with them, have a brief conversation. If they're moving, well, you demonstrate kindness by helping people move. And a nice measure of the level of legitimate kindness in your life is how many people would show up with a truck and help you move. Well, that's a big question in today's society, and for most people, it's zero. So kindness is a missing piece. We have a kinship and kindness shaped hole in our heart. And I really believe that this is one of the biggest causes of all of the malaise in society these days. And Krishnamurti said, "It is no measure of health to be well adapted to a profoundly sick society." And the antidote to the sickness of our society is more kindness and therefore more kinship. This is how we create that. And so obviously, how we create kinship, well, this is shoring up this foundation of alignment, of recognizing that we need to share some sort of vision into the future that we can all at least agree on is aspirational and hopeful, and that's good for people. We also need to share a somewhat agreed upon road towards that future, and that, of course, is a set of values and a shared mission, which is the specific things that we're doing, right? Transparency, collaboration, reciprocity. So kindness is something that is reciprocal. We do expect there to be a return on the investment of our resources. So there used to be a thing called barn raisings, and I grew up in a pretty rural part of eastern Washington. And when you were doing the heavy lift of putting up the heavy framing on your barn, well, the neighbors were obligated to come and help on that day. You put it aside as, well, the Smiths are putting up their barn, so you spend a day doing that. Now you know that the Smiths are going to come help you when it's your turn to put up your barn. Now this is reciprocity, but it's also an example of kindness that is part of a community. And it's one thing that gets the wheel turning of not only resiliency, but sustainable success. It's incredibly important. Goethe has a wonderful quote about kindness, that it is the golden chain by which society is bound together. Kindness. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. And another really wonderful quote about kindness from Franklin D. Roosevelt, and that is, "Human kindness has never weakened the stamina or softened the fiber of a free people." And it's an important term, free people. This means that we have the choice, the intentionality, the responsibility to be able to shape our cultures so that they have more kinship and therefore more kindness. And tribe leaders, well, those are your marching orders for this week. Make sure that you are reaching out to people who need some kindness from yourself. Check in with yourself about, how are you doing? Do you need some more kindness? Because the pipe dream that I see in so many organizations is that if they can just create a culture that has enough respect and enough safety that people will ask for help. There will be office hours, there'll be an open door policy. And the reality is it's never going to happen, because people in a lone wolf society will never ask for help because it's too much of an admission of vulnerability or weakness or incompetence or inadequacy. So instead of trying to create a culture that's finally safe enough that people ask for help, create a culture that is kind enough that people reach in to be able to give support. These are your marching orders for the week, and we'll see you up there on the Tribe Triangle.